And he was waiting for us.
He was waiting for us, yeah. Nana King.
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Oh, my brother, I am very, very fine. How about you two as well?
I'm good, man. I was just enjoying your conversation.
Yeah. But Nana King, a lot of the Gen Zs do not know Nana King. Even, can I say a lot of the Gen Zs? I think I'm right.
Almost all of them.
Almost every Gen Z does not know about it.
Because from 19 years, did that 19 years. So the Gen Z is from 2000. So you get it. So if you did that 19 years from 2000.
It's like almost like your generation.
Yes.
Who remember left off on it. But they were little kids that time. You know?
I know, right? I know. So even
that's when it all started.
So
and I can get an accent to get it.
Yeah, then I can't, bro. Then I can't, the beat gets your power. The beat gets your power. Yeah. But Nana, before we get into the conversation itself, you've been out there for a very long time. You've hung around with big celebrities as well. You've been around organizational events and stuff like that happening. Let me bring you in the conversation of the Ghana Music Awards. I'm very much sure you might have chanced on some of the videos or even took time out of your busy schedule to even watch it as well. What can you say about the TVMs?
I mean, last year I was trying to watch it, and I was a little bit disappointed with the sound quality and stuff. And this year I was kind of in a lot of work doing, but I saw the little clips and stuff like that. And I think, I've defended Ghana Music Awards from the first one. I was the one on the radio talking the next day and the second one and whatever, but things were a little bit, I was concerned. I'll put it that way. I was concerned about a lot of issues about that whole situation. And, from even production, of course, time dragging on, all kinds of things. It should be more planned out and stuff like that. But, I was concerned about a lot of stuff,
Yeah, for what you were concerned about is what I'm interested in. Because it's...
Some I can't even say.
It's been 26 years, okay? It's been 26 years we've been doing this thing. So
right.
And we can't have it that certain things we've seen over the years get repeated. Now,
right.
let me start from the point at which you were in Ghana and part of the scheme, that is the Ghana Music Award scheme. There are certain things I'm thinking you might have seen in time past, which are even reoccurring all of the time, which you are very much in the know of it. Now, let me ask you, if you're going to be very, very truthful, for 26 years we've been doing this thing, what are some of the reoccurring things that you've seen and we keep repeating for the event itself?
I mean, when it began in the beginning, it was something that was great, though. They were trying to do something great for Ghana, and the beginning was it was really cool, know. And now I think it should have just been more advanced by now in terms of, like you guys were saying, the people that come on the red carpet. I don't even remember having that in the first one. But, now you have the red carpet and you have all these things like this. Having the artists be able to come, the ones that are going to be performing and the ones that are going to be winning awards and presenting, being on the red carpet, that is very important to see that. I didn't see too many of those people on the red carpet. Second of all, timing of everything, of the whole show and the production, I think it needed to be up to par by now because it's been quite a long time. I know they're having issues of the venue and stuff like that, but those things could have been planned a long time ago. Because that this event is coming. We all know that the event is coming. So, I don't know what those issues were, and also timing of the show. You don't want to drag out too many things. You want to just go boom, 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 boom. In America, they have all those props and sets and all those kind of things, but things are on a timing basis. Everybody knows when they're coming, when the next guy's going to switch the stage. Everything is timing because, they're watching this on television. So you want to make sure that all your things are just secured and things are ready to move forward. So I saw a lack of that too as well. And I really don't know how your voting system is too on the artists and things like that. How that goes, I don't really know how that works now in Ghana. Who's on the board or whatever way they do the thing. So it was a little bit concerning for me, you know. But I was proud that you guys are still doing it. But there's a lot of issues that could be fixed on this awards.
Nice. Now, for those of you just tuning in, I'm having a conversation with Nana King, and he is the CEO of Ashanti International Records. He's an artist and also a producer. Now, Nana King, if you can run by us some of the hits records you did in the past, the ones you produced as well.
Well, I can't even remember all of them. Of course, my own champion, Ex-Do Maba, Samini, Linda, and Jai Shea. Of course, the whole album that time. A Ziggy Za, a Chame, Cocovelli. I could go on and on. Some I forget. VIP, of course. That whole album with Obas Sweetie and all that. That's all me. KK Fosu. I mean, it's so many I can't even remember.
That's
bro.
a huge catalog.
Yeah, it's so many. I mean, I think I probably did like 13, 14 albums in 1990, that year when I came out, and all those people's albums hit. Okay, I was just doing back to back, just grinding in the studio nonstop. You know, and then subsequently after that, a lot of stuff, and people don't know. You know, we did a lot of songs. Some, like I said, bro, some I don't even remember, man. It's just too many.
That's just too many. That's classic.
So the studio was booked back to back, you know?
Now, of all of these songs that you have produced in the past, are you getting any royalties?
You know, Ghana, the system wasn't really set up like that, like America's royalties. I mean, we get whatever we get. That time, I think it was, what was it? I think it's Gamma now, right? I think those time it was, I forget the name of it those times. The copyright company there.
Is that Gambro?
Gambro. You say it's Gambro now.
No, it's Gambro now, but before it was a different one.
Okay.
I forget the name for some reason. It's fun. But, you know, we used to get little royalties in that. And we were in the first tier. So that was like me and Lumba and certain Koja entries. Certain people were in the first tier of that. Then they had the second tier of people that were getting royalties that were more the newer artists, and the third tier and stuff like that. So it's set up pretty cool those times, you know, but it's not like America that you're getting a constant check in the mail, you know, and you're getting that forever. It's not like that. It hasn't been really set up like that. And I know they've been trying to get it set up like that. Rex Omar and people like that are trying to force to push this in the right direction. He's been saying this way back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had wanted.
But it never was set up that way.
I had wanted to ask you, because quite recently, if you look at the amounts some A-list artists be receiving,
some boy got about from 200 and something Ghana
from royalties, and I'm thinking, as at the time that it wasn't even set up like it is now, I'm wondering the kind of amounts you received as at that time.
You said it again.
So I'm saying, looking at A-list artists who are actually banging it and making it now, and looking at how far the industry has come, and the kind of amount they are mentioning for royalties, I'm wondering how much you were receiving as royalty then.
It's just totally two different things. Because like I said, the system wasn't set up all the way right.
Yeah.
First of all, in America, a lot of the royalties goes to the songwriters and the producers who make the songs. That's who the people that own the royalties of the songs. If I write a song for you, it's my mechanical rights. Okay, I get the mechanical rights. Nobody else can share that because I wrote the song. And if I write the melody and the music, that's all counts. Over here, the artists have, you know, in America, all the artists, when they get signed to a record label, they hire the best producers, the best songwriters. One song can have like 10 people that wrote the lyrics on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So usually the artist doesn't. Some of the rappers do, the big ones, like Kendrick Lamar and people like that, write their own stuff. But there's also the producer split that they have to split with the guy that made the beats or the music. You know what I'm saying? So here, the way it's the industry, they get the best of the best to make the person. It's not one person trying to do it or usually an artist is an artist. Then there's the people that are behind the scenes. And it takes a lot of people to make it all happen. They take the time to do it. They don't just release a song just like that. You have to build it up to get to a point where it hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That's why even myself, I'm using a traditional, not only online, I'm using a traditional DJs in radio in Ghana. Because that's the way you do it. Because you want the local people to be able to hear it. Because online, Ghana, how we have our network problems and stuff like that already. So it's not going to be online. It's going to be the best solution. It's going to be the same traditional way of using people like you and the DJs and getting it on air so that everybody can be a part of it and everybody can hear it. So, as for your question, it just wasn't set up that way for us to get a lot of money from it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't set up that way.
Anyways.
They were forcing to do it, but it just wasn't the way it should be.
Right. Nana Kane for you on the phone lines. But anyways, let me see. Welcome back after 19 years. What's a journey?
Why did it took him so long?
What? Okay, so
it's been a crazy journey, man.
Crazy journey.
When I left 19 years ago, I remember I was there at the last Ghana Music Awards. I was even in Nigeria doing a project with Charlie Boy and his wife over in Nigeria. Then I flew into the Ghana Music Awards from Nigeria, and I presented the Best African Award to D'banj. That was the last time I was on stage there. And it's just that it took me a while to get back into this, and I came back to LA and I was doing tech stuff more, like doing these websites and creating these apps and stuff like that. I got into it. I was still doing the music, but I wasn't really looking at Ghana at that time, and then one day, lately, a friend of mine's named Darwin came over and said, "Hey, bro, this is an American guy, pure American, not African." He goes, "Hey, bro, used to be famous over there in Ghana doing this music. You should be doing some of this tree stuff again." And I said, "Man, I don't feel like doing no tree stuff right now. I don't feel like doing this." And they kind of forced me into it, and I sang. The first song I did in tree again was Wiyamido. And I was starting to fall in love with the Ghana music again. I started to fall in love with it. Yeah, I started to fall in love with it again. And Nana Queen went and posted the song Wiyamido when I didn't want her to. And she posted it online. And Ghana started going crazy, saying, "Oh my God, he's back, he's back." And next thing you know, I was stuck in it again. And I started falling in love with the tree language, man, again. I was falling in love with it. And I said, "You know what? I'm just going to go for it." And I just started doing the songs again. And this project was born, Forever Champion. It was just born. And it's very ironic how it all happened. Bro, like literally, somebody was on Facebook. On Facebook, how anybody can talk any crazy stuff. You don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
Somebody said, kept saying, "Oh, we want Champion and William." What was that song? "We want Champion and Winnie." "Oh, Nana King, just tell the Ghanaians that you don't own those songs no more, that you sold those songs." I said, "Listen to this guy. What is he talking about?" So I got mad and I said, "You know what? I'm going to remaster the old one." So I got the old one, found it, and then I started putting new EQs and doing it. So as I did that, I said, "You know what? I always wanted to do Champion, but an English tree kind of pigeon thing so that it could be more international. Let me start making a beat." So after I did that master, I started making a beat for the Champion. And I got it done, but I didn't sing it. And I just put it away and I didn't think about it again. Then one day I came back to it and said, "Okay, let me sing this song." Then after I did my parts, then I called Queen. And Queen, I said, "Queen, this time I want you to rap on it because you hot. And I said, "Let's make a little twist on it. You always sang the chorus, but I want you to rap on this one." And she did her part and we dug it. Then I called my manager, Marcel. That's right. And we were talking about the song. She loved it too. And she said to me, "Well," I said, "the song is Champion." She goes, "But we can't name it the same Champion again." I said, she goes, "Let's do it different." And Marcel came up with the whole thing, Forever Champion. As soon as I saw that, I said, man, you got it. This is what we got to do. This even explains it more. Forever Champion. And she came up with that, and we just rolled with it. Next thing you know, I was writing song after song after song. I think I wrote probably 40 songs, bro. And then I cut it down to 25. For volume 1, yes. I wrote like 40 songs. I was so into it again. I was like, look at me singing Tree again. Look at me doing this. Whoa. You know, and I tell you, Melvin, only God could have written this story. Because me sitting here at this age, at this time, and God letting it hit all over again and come back, and these youth are digging it, only he could write this story, buddy.
But seriously, if I'm to mention your age out there to a lot of individuals, I'm not sure they would agree looking at the picture you have. Yeah, I'm
even watching the video right now, the Forever Champion video.
You're watching the Forever Champion video, yeah?
And the video
is, and he did the video himself too. Yes. He did the editing and everything himself.
Yeah,
it's seriously amazing.
The video is massive.
Seriously amazing.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the album itself and how you got why you think this time is the right time to actually be releasing or coming back to music, I really want to find out the new album, The Forever Champion Volume 1. What is the meaning behind the title and the overall message of the project itself?
Yeah, it's a victory project. You know, it's about resilience, pressure, love, legacy, and survival. It tells a story of standing tall through real life battles. You know what I'm saying? Industry pressure, personal struggles, and hunger to win without losing your soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And remember, a champion isn't someone who wins once. It's someone who never quits. So Forever Champion represents that type of mindset over moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when life knocks you down, you're still a champion if you can rise again. So that's how I was thinking about that project.
Okay. But is it related to the 1999 champion?
What else though?
Yeah, I mean, it is, because you remember the hit song was Champion.
Yeah.
And just like I said, I decided to bring it back, do something new with it, you know, because of those guys online. I thank them for doing that, you know, because they made me pissed off, you know, and I did the thing, you know what I'm saying? And definitely, because I wanted to bring that back. I didn't know. I realized, like I said, people were digging that song, Champion. When I was online, they kept all asking about it. Some said they were little kids when they were hearing that song. When they heard Nana Queen singing that chorus those days, these little kids gravitated to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of, like I said, God just provided the way, showed me the direction, and I just followed and just did what he wanted me to do. I never thought I would do it again like that. I knew I'll always do music. I never stopped. You know, there was a time I was doing gospel in the church when I came back. You know what I'm saying? So I never knew it would be this way, but this is how it happened. This is how it happened. And like I said, this album has a lot of different styles in it. It has a lot of fusion of hip life, of course, and Afrobeat. It has trap, R&B, and street soul. You know, you hear the traditional African energy, you know, mixed with the global sounds and stuff like that. But this music comes from the streets, buddy. You know, I always have my ear to the streets, because a lot of cats have told me, man, your music sounds so relevant. How you doing it? Your age, how you doing this relevant music? You remember, I'm a producer, so my ear is always to the street. And I'm always making beats. So we're the guys that usually make the trends of what people are listening to anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, that kept me going.
I have one of my colleagues in the studio who also love to ask you a question.
Sure.
I'd wanted to ask if he has gotten a contact from our generation, this crop of musicians trying to work with him, or is he trying to work with
new talents,
yes,
the new talents in the country.
Oh, I get calls nonstop. Our DM is loaded nonstop. And I did start signing artists. I think we got about 10 artists that are on the record label now for the new Ashanti International.
Oh, really?
We have, of course, oh, yes. We already have like Nana Queen, of course. And we have Lucia. She's like an Afrobeat type of artist. We have Boy Spike, which is the legendary Ike Corte's son. You remember the boxer?
Yeah,
That's
his
son. Yeah, it's Boy Spike, and he does the Ghan rap. We have Coyote G from Kumasi there doing the tree. We have Night Wolf. You know, he's in Brongafo. We have Kofi Bright in the Volta region. We have all kinds of artists that are coming up. You know, Atake, you know, so many different artists that we're doing now, you know, to make this Ashanti International bigger and better and, you know, and fuller. We even have this guy that looks like Terry Bonchaka. He's like exact replica. We call him Awudat. It's the exact replica of Terry. Because you remember, I was producing Terry when he died. I had all the songs. Everything was with me. That was the last, was everything that I did for Terry Bonchaka. Okay? So, and may his soul rest in peace. I miss him so much. He was such a talented artist, you know? And so we've been signing the new artists, buddy. And we're always going to expand because Ashanti International is a family. And I'm always wanting to nourish these new artists. That's what God has put in my soul to do, and I always will do it.
Now,
just like I've done in the past.
Talking about this artists and giving them the platform as well, using your connections, giving them all of the knowledge you've acquired as well to propel them to the next stage. And talking about the Ashanti International record label and also releasing a project like the Forever Champion project. Let me start off from Nana Queen. Is Nana Queen as well on the record label as a signee, or just as a wife helping her husband out? And are these?
No, she's signed. She's an artist on Ashanti. She's a signed artist on Ashanti International. Even I'm a signed artist on Ashanti International.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because my COO, who is Marcel Circus, she's the one that handled it. I said, Marcel, you know you got to sign even me and Queen, even to my own record label. So she had to reverse and do that for us because that's just how it goes.
Okay.
Queen is an artist. She's a wife, of course, and an owner of Ashanti too as well. But that's what she's a true signee. Yes.
And with the other signees as well, are they all on your project?
Yes, some of them are. The on volume 1 is Lucia, and she's on a song called Fake. And then Boy Spike is on Boy Spike is on Onyewodia, which is going to be my next drop soon after Champion. And then also, of course, Nana Queen on various songs. So those three are on there. That's why we've been even promoting them now with the Champion stuff that I'm doing now, because they came out, their singles came out on the 23rd. That was on the 23rd of March is when they came out, because Forever Champion came on the 6th and they came out on the 23rd, and we started dropping their singles. You know, Nana Queen's Boga, Lucia's Odotansa, and Boy Spike's Rock Me. So yeah, those three are part of it, and volume 2 is going to have the other artists are going to be on it as well.
Beautiful. Now, you find yourself now based in Los Angeles, yeah, and I really want to find out how has your base in the LA shaped the sound and direction of this very album?
Yeah, because see over here, it you know, we got a lot of R&B and trap and all this kind of stuff. I'm literally in the mix of where it all happens. Is LA, Hollywood. This is where everything happens on the center of the earth. So I'm literally here, and I hear what the trends are, and I hear what's going on. And we listen to a lot of trap here. Trap is what's up when it comes to that. And so we do like the trap soul or the R&B, you know, the way Chris Brown and all that stuff comes off. You know, we like a lot of that stuff here. We have a lot of gangster music over here too. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of conscious stuff. So all that kind of shaped me into what I was going to do. And throughout the years of me doing music, it shaped me into what I was doing. You know, you got to remember, Melvin, I started off very young. At age 5, I was already playing 27 instruments. 12 and 13 and 14, I was already producing big artists in Ghana when I was a kid. You know, I work with people like Willie Roy, Tala Fatal, you know, who owns
Tala Fatal,
God and Forgive and Forget album. I was on that. I did Nat Fidwan, the Black Notes. I work with what's his name? Echo T Brofo. What's his name? Echo T Brofo.
I don't know. George Darko. That's George Darko.
You know, my mom would take me to the studio, and I was even too young to keep the money. Okay, I was doing it. My mom was like my manager, everything, and I was already producing that time. 1982 and all the even before then, that time. This guy from, I don't know if you heard of Roots Honorable, the guy Echo's who even discovered me that this little boy can play all the instruments, play guitar, play everything. You know, that's how I grew up playing all that stuff. And that time they used to call me Kofi Stone those days. You know, that's when G-Man was there, G-Man, Papa Janssen, all these great stars, Ben Brockholm, all these kind of people that were real players. So I came from that school. You know, and then when I came back to Ghana, when my father passed away, we came back to Ghana and we, of course, Kumasi. So I was there. And after we did my father's funeral, I did a song called Amasawa. I don't know if you remember that. And people liked it in Ghana. And from then, it just took off. And that time, I was even using the name William Cornetti Jr., like my dad. Then when I got to Dansumine, after the funeral, leaving Bantama and all my people over there, and I went down to Accra in D.C., Dansumine, somebody in the neighborhood kept calling me Nana King, Nana King. He kept saying that, you know, and he gave me the double portion. His name was Bob Marley. We used to call him Bob Marley from the hood over there. And he started calling me Nana King, and it just stuck, and that's how I was born. Literally in Dansumine, everything happened. That's where all the stars started coming around. Tiny, Shatta, we used to call him Wale, you know, all the guys were hanging out at the studio. Everybody was coming there, man. You know, and that's how it all just happened. The movement just happened, and hip life just took off because there was so many groups. Book Back, all these were great artists, man. You know?
Now, with all of the legends you've mentioned, you've worked in Ashanti International has actually worked with Esdo, Samini, VIP, G Life, Sonny Bali, and as well Cocovelli. Now, these were all big guys.
Even Mugis was writing. He used to write lyrics for me when he was Gogome. Okay.
Okay. Mugis was Gogome.
Yeah. For that I know.
Ashanti International.
For that I know.
They all passed through. Trust me.
But it brings me to ask that very question. What has been your approach to building artists with lasting impact?
You know, you just recognize them. If you can recognize them and know that they're artists. I'll give you an example. One day, Sonny Bali called me to the back of the studio because there's so many boys in the back and everybody's pressing to see who can get to me to be able to record. Sonny goes, I got this guy, man. He's hot. I said, who is he? He said, Batman. He went and gave me his lyrics and he did his little audition. It blew me away. I was like, whoa, this guy's ready right now. And that's who is called Samini today. You know, and I was like, whoa, this guy's is fire. It was Sonny Bali who brought Batman. I'm telling you. You know, and it was just, you know, showing him the ropes, showing him what to do. And as you can see, Samini is a great performer up till now. He knows what he's doing up to now because he's gone through the training of being at Ashanti International. I was very hard on the artists. I didn't let nobody play. If you can't sing or rap good on a beat in the studio, you don't get the beat. It goes to somebody else. That's how it used to work. Okay? We didn't play games. If you come whack, you ain't coming with, I'm not saying Ashanti International on your record. You have to come with the fire. So everybody was fighting to see who can do it. And that guy he came up, man. He came up. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Now, for someone with that impact, I truly want to know, because the other time I was able to visit your catalog, and I'm seeing Tupac, Jay-Z, and Akon. These are people, not just you knew them from afar. These were people you had studio time. You guys were hanging around. You guys were chilling all over the place. And to have Tupac, Jay-Z, and Akon all together at the finger of your tips, at the tip of your finger, I should say. Like, I'm wanting to know the experience performing with all of these artists.
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, with Tupac was really cool because both of our managers were close friends. That Tupac's manager was Watani, and mine was Cheko Bubakari. At that time, the Nation of Islam people were kind of managing our stuff. Okay, so I was very militant those days, and Pac was one of the biggest stars. He was doing movies, everything, and we did concerts and stuff because, at that time, Pac was trying to clean his image up because there was a lot of trouble happening around him. And I had more of a positive African image that was more positive. So they said, let's put them together and make this happen, and that's how that happened. Now, when it goes to Akon's side, I was on a record label in Nigeria called Westside. Because not only did I have Ashanti in Ghana, but me as an artist was on other stuff in Nigeria. And that record label was bringing Akon. And so automatically I was on the show. And I opened up for Akon. It was me. And that's when P Square was even starting. All those guys were there. We all were there, man, doing that. And that's how the Akon thing happened. The Jay-Z thing happened later on. I don't even remember the dates. I don't know if it was what dates it was, but that one came later on. Right before I left is when I did the Jay-Z concert, because Jay-Z was coming into town to Ghana, and I was one of the guys they picked to perform there, Yeah. And it was a pretty cool experience doing that too as well, because he's a rap legend and stuff like that. So that was really great. Yeah. And little that people know, way back I did a lot of stuff for a lot of different artists since, like I said, other artists like Johnny Guild, and I worked with Queen Latifah's Flavor Unit doing beats a time ago, all kinds of stuff. So I've been doing it quite a long time, bro.
Now, with a Jay-Z concert,
I wanted to ask, was it when Jay-Z performed in Ghana, was it at the same time Reggie Rockstone refused to perform on the stage with him?
Yeah, I think Reggie didn't play that show. Yeah, Reggie wasn't on that show. It was the same time. It was at the National Theater.
National Theater, yeah.
And that time I was with Charterhouse because I was doing Stars of the Future. Remember, I was the judge on TV.
Yeah.
I was the judge on TV. Yeah. Okay. So it was that time.
Naken has been everywhere.
I wanted to ask you my last
Okay.
I want to ask you, Nana Kane, who is the artist you want to work with?
From Ghana.
Artist, yeah, from Ghana.
Who?
One artist you want to work with.
Yeah, the current.
I like some of these. I like this guy Kweku Smoke is really tight, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling Kweku Smoke definitely.
He's just like you. I'm thinking he's just like you. That's why he's got that fire.
The street.
Yeah, he's got that fire just like you did in the past.
Yeah, I feel Kweku Smoke a lot. I like a lot of the artists, that's out there, a lot of the artists. But yeah, Kweku Smoke is somebody I definitely want to get on the new Volume 2 stuff, because I think he's got the punch. I love Sarkodie. I love Shatta, my boy. I'm so proud of him where he's gotten to. It's incredible to me. I'm so proud of him, man. Shatta, more big ups to you, buddy. And I like a Stonebwoy too as well. And some of the other new cats too are really cool, I like Mystical, he's real tight, I like that stuff a lot, bro. So, those guys are holding up the stuff, and making it happen, And of course, some of the females, like Wendy Shea and all that. I truly believe that this is one thing I do want to say about this awards. I think that they need to recognize the female artists a lot more than they're doing in Ghana. It's almost like a man's world, like James Brown used to sing. There's a lot of good female artists, but I don't see them recognized as much as they should be. And I believe Wendy's even done a lot, and they deserve more. You know what I mean? You remember Ebony was really good too. All these artists, I just think that they need to recognize the female artists more. That's what I see lacking in Ghana, that there's not enough of them. Because in America, look, most of the big artists are the female ones. You see, Taylor Swift is at the top. Look at SZA. You know what I'm saying? All these are the people. Look at Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B. All these are the ones cracking. So in Ghana, I've noticed that it's a lack of that, of the female artists getting attention or being pushed. So, we pray that God lets us change that through Queen and through Lucia and stuff like that, and the other artists. Because I really think they need to pay attention to them too as well. That's what I can see that's lacking.
Bringing in that very conversation, it brings me to that very questioning. How do you see the Ghanaian music landscape right now, and what is actually working well, and where do you think there's room for growth?
Well, I think my personal opinion about it is that they need to concentrate on the music more than all the flashy stuff online. That's my thing. It should go back to music making like it used to be. Because it used to be about music making, but now, it's kind of some flash and some stuff to it. You know what I mean? I think people just need to just be authentic in themselves, not try to copy everybody, because I'm seeing the landscape. Some of the stuff all sounds the same. Some of it. So there's only a few breakthrough artists that are breaking through, because you don't want to, if somebody hits with one thing, it doesn't mean that you have to follow that same path. You have your own path to do your own lane. You understand? Yes. You have to stay in your lane. But I've seen sometimes back home in Ghana, when somebody hits one way, everybody wants to kind of do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I don't say it doesn't happen here. It happens in America too. But that's why standout artists like Kendrick Lamar and them stand out of everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Because they're doing their own thing. That's why SZA can stand out, or Rihanna can stand out. They have their ways of doing it, And like I said, by now we should have a big artist like that. Look at Tyla. She came from South Africa. Look what she's doing over here. You know what I mean? Look at Thames, what she's doing over here. So I just believe that they got to keep the authenticity and keep to who they are. They shouldn't let other people tell them, oh, you should be like this or you should be like that. If you stick authentic and you do your way and you do you're going to succeed. That's what I believe. Yep.
Now, for young artists and as well producers who are listening to us right now, what is one key lesson you've learned over your 20 plus years in the industry?
Producing, you saying?
Yeah.
Writing music?
Yeah.
It's that to not overdo it. That's what I've learned. Because I grew up with a lot of critics around me, and we used to overthink stuff. Nowadays, I just let it flow. Even there's some good mistakes that happen in music, So I just let it flow and try, instead of over analyzing it and over trying to fix it or over trying to do some stuff. I just let things flow. And when it flows like that, it comes out more natural. But when you overthink some stuff, it comes out fake, So, as for producing, like I said, you just stick to your own thing. You remember, I was the first guy tagging any beat was me, saying Ashanti International and all that, tagging it. And now look how it is now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, that's what I can say really for it just needs to get back to the basics, get back to the music. Don't worry about always, the facade online stuff. You know what I mean? Worry about the music. And if we do that, we're going to go very far. You see? Very, very, very far. Because Ghana music is where the heart is. That's where it started.
True.
You remember the Nigerians are really following us, buddy. Okay? It's just that they went further and pushed their stuff more. Ghana is like a trip between the artists. We got to unite and just be together. And then we can push ourselves up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Now, let me ask you this. If you could send one message to the Ghanaian music industry right now, what message would it be?
Send to the Ghana music industry. Like I said, I just think that one, like I said, allow the female artists to come up. See what I'm saying? Two, everybody should have their own individual identities and styles. And they got to keep their ear to what's on the streets. Because the streets and the consumers always win. It doesn't matter what everybody said. The consumer always wins. The consumer is always right. So if they consume it and they like it, then you move with that. You know what I'm saying? But all the over politics and the over analyzing and the over all this stuff is unnecessary. And also they got to take time and show some love in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Show some love in the situation. people should be helping people more and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of talented artists. You have to ask me, how did I find all these artists? You know, that were around. That's my boy, Abayfor. I think you know Abayfor.
Yeah.
Mr. Kwesi Amako. Kwesi Amako. He's the guy that was finding me everybody. You know, this guy was with Ashanti International in the beginning, with Cocovelli when we were doing those days, you know, Popcorn. Those days. These are the guys that were around. And now he's one of the biggest A&R guys for us. Is Abayfor? Yeah. He's the big A&R. So he was plucking all these talented artists for me. You know what I'm saying? And then they would send the demos in and I would listen to it and say, oh, this guy's great. Let's get this guy. Let's get another region. And we kept going through all the regions to get everybody. So, you know, my advice to the system is just try to do things. Take your time. Do things right. Artists should get their own identities, not copy each other. Try to do things in your own way. And by all means, you will shoot up to the top. Once it's you will shoot up. You know, you'll shoot up. Yep.
Right. Then that is a nice message to the industry itself. Now, what is next for Ashanti International and for you personally after this radio tour and all of the things you'll be doing and album rollout?
Well, soon we'll be doing concert maybe next year. When we come out there, we're gonna try to get out there and try to do some Forever Champion tour, get some artists and stuff. You know, it takes a lot of planning to do that. Because when we come and do that, then we're going to go to some other African countries as well and down to Europe and stuff before we come back to America and stuff like that. And we're also planning, we're also doing a documentary that's going to come out too, of the Forever Champion documentary movie is going to come out too, which is about everything we've been through in Ashanti with all the different guys in it talking and stuff, so that the Gen Zs, as you were saying, can understand where all this came from. You know what I mean? So we have a lot of that. And then volume 2 of the album will come out next year. You know, because we're still on volume 1. I thought it would come out earlier, but looks like we're going to do it next year. And like I said, all our new artists, like, you know, Nana Queen's coming out with an album in June. And so that's next month. Lucille will be coming out in July. And Boy Spike will be coming out in August. And then the rest will be coming. We're working on the rest of the other artists, and they too will be coming. So my whole thing is, you know, expanding the new generation of Ashanti, letting the new artists come out there and come. You know, I was trying to stay behind the scene, brother. But people told me that, Nana, you have to come out and it's going to help your artists, you know, because you're going to get the attention. So when you come out and then you can help bring the artists out. It's going to be a lot easier. And that's the plan we stuck to, you know what I mean? So we don't know what God is going to do tomorrow. But, you know, that's basically the path that we're on right now.
Now, Nana, in wrapping our conversation we are having, such a great conversation. I wish we could use the whole show for you. Now, I just heard that you launched a social media platform. Can you tell us a little bit about it? And that is splasher.com.
That's a social media platform called Splasher.
Okay.
And it's splasher.com, and it's spelled SPLASSHER.com. It's a social media platform that has you can post, you have your own profile. It has live radio from Splasher Radio. You also can watch television and movies. It has a shop there that people can put stuff and post, you know, like a marketplace. You can chat. You can do reels like TikTok. You know, it's a whole bunch of stuff on there. And the artists are going to be able to even sell direct to consumer. Like if you join Splasher, you can sell directly to your audience right from Splasher. Okay?
Wow.
Which nobody has ever done yet. You know, and you know, we have the platform with the live radio. We also have live music video channel, Splasher Music Television. We have all these things incorporated into it. So it's a really good platform that God had me build, and I wanted it. A lot of other big tech companies wanted to buy it out here, but God told me to save it for our own people. Not saying that it's only our own people on the platforms, for the world, but he wanted it to be a Ghanaian thing that is from a Ghanaian that did it, you know? so I can give jobs back to my own people and take proceeds and help my people back there. You know, so this will be launching. The pre-launch is already happening. People can go to splasher.com. Like I said, SPLASSHER.com, and they can sign up and get their own profile, their own account right as we speak right now. And they can even meet me over there. You know, I'm over there too as well. You know, yeah. So you know, it's a pretty big global thing. It's a big business, this social media thing, and I'm right there at the forefront of it. You'll be amazed when you check it out, buddy.
I definitely will. And I also heard that you're launching a digital music portal at that is the Ashanti International Records.com.
Yes, we're going to be launching that pretty soon. In a couple of weeks, that's going to be launched. And what I did that for is because we noticed that all the DSPs, which is Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all these companies, they're not really paying the worth to the musician. On Spotify, you can do 1 million streams, and that only gives you like $4,000 or under. That's something wrong with that picture there. You understand? So a lot of musicians are complaining about that. So now in America, a lot of the people are going direct to consumer, which the former Prince, if you remember the artist Prince, that passed away, he was even doing direct. He was one of the first people doing it. So right now, a lot of people are trying to do that. So we decided, let's build our own platform, since I do those things, and have our own Spotify where our Ghanaian people or our fans can go there, get it a lot cheaper than the other sites, you know, and it puts back every proceed. We take some of the proceeds that are on there and we give back to the communities in Ghana to help these communities with water or whatever they need to clean up, whatever. That's what we're trying to do. So it's a platform that's for us, because we necessarily don't always have to jump to the other people. We got to focus on people that are for us so that we can build our country and get it where we need to get it. So that's why Ashanti will be doing direct to our fans, and they'll be able to get the songs cheaper and get a lot of exclusive stuff that's not on the other platforms, and exclusive videos and exclusive songs. And every month we're going to give a song away or something from one of the things, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, that'll be launching in a couple of weeks, and we'll come back on radio and tell you when that happens.
Nice one. Nana Ken, it's been amazing hanging out with you. I think we've spent about how many minutes? 47 minutes having great conversation about music, the experiences, how you see things now, and how better we can actually make things happen for ourselves. It's been an amazing conversation. It's been an amazing conversation. And Forever Champion is the latest project, which is actually doing well. It's actually out over there, and for individuals who do not know about it, go check it out. Nana Kane.
Yeah, I want to give some shout out to my people. Okay.
Yeah, feel free to.
I want to give a shout out to Marcel Circus, Sandy. I hope you're listening. I love you, Sandy. You say I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife, of course, Nana Queen, and all the kids, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Obey 4 himself. You know what I'm saying? On the team. I'm going to give a shout out to Big B. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Darwin Butler. That's my boy, man. You know, Ashanti International House. I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Mate, Robo himself. Yep, you know, and the whole team. You know, thank you for everything that you guys been doing. And I thank you, Melvin, because you've been really hammering my stuff.
Definitely.
I love what you guys are doing. And shout out to Osei Chrome, Kumasi. That's right. And my hometown Bantama. Shout out to all of them. And you'll be hearing from us soon.
Definitely. Nana Ken, it's been amazing hanging out with you. But hey, I'm going to play your song, Forever Champion, that features yourself and your wife, Nana Ken. And that is the song we're playing from the TOP right here. Give us an intro. Let's play that song.